and succulent growers, it's Lynn, and in today's video I'm going to be watering some of the very shriveled cacti for the very first time after their long winter rest. Now, I normally water all of the desert cacti, usually sort of towards the end of March or certainly by April, the middle of April definitely. But the weather has been very cold here in Ireland and the UK, and because of that I've not been able to water any of them. I've only been watering the epiphytic cacti because obviously they're epiphytes and they do still need a bit of water. I also watered a lot of the succulents as well. I've been still having to keep on top of watering the succulents, and I kept them sort of lightly watered over the winter as well, and I gave all these ones on this table another good watering the other day that I also did a video about. But there are some cacti that, despite having to hold back on watering because it's cold, some of them are very wrinkled, and some of them are also in small pots. Now I just want to show you here, these are my Opuntia cacti. I have a lot of the prickly pear cactus here, and a lot of them, the ones in the big pots, will be absolutely fine if I don't water them for a little bit longer. As I say, I'm going to hold off because of the cold night still, although Opuntias can pretty much take the cold even when they've been watered. But some of them, like these here, these are some sort of seedlings, and you can see how wrinkled they are. They definitely need to be watered. I can't hold back any longer. Also, these Austrocylindra Opuntia salmianas, just look how wrinkled they are. These really fatten up once they've been watered. As you can see, they look like crinkly wrinkly sticks, so they're going to be a good watering as well. And some of these are Opuntia humifusas. These are very cold hardy anyway, so no problem with giving them a good water. But I've also got some other ones, some just a few that will need a bit of a watering. I can't wait and hold off with them. And also I just want to show you as well what I've got over here that I'm going to be watering. So I'm not going to touch any of the other cacti because you're only talking of another week or two before the frosty nights are gone away for good, and I can then give them all a really good water. So do stay tuned for a video when I give them all a really good water for the very first time. But these ones I'm going to have to start up now because these are some of my sort of older Trichocereus seedlings, and they're a few years old, but just look how wrinkled they are. They're only, you know, they can't really go too long without water. Also, a bit like the Opuntias, these are cold hardy, so if the temperatures drop quite low, it's not going to hurt if they've been watered because they're very hardy anyway. I can't wait any longer to water these, so that's why even this one is a bigger seedling, but just look how wrinkly it is. All my other Trichocereus are all fine. I'll just show you all my bigger ones here. These are large Trichocereus cacti, so there's no problem there. I'm going to be moving all these out into our white polytunnel once the chance of all the frost has gone, because that's an unheated polytunnel, and then give them all a good watering as well. But they're quite plump anyway, so no problem holding back. The same with all the other cacti as well. They will go fine for another week or two without any water, but they've gone all through the winter, they've gone this far. And a lot of them are coming into bud as well, which I'm really excited about. For example, here, I'll just show you that one. There's Mediolabivia, and a lot of the Camaseriuses and the Camalabivias all coming into bud. And I did make a video only the other day on a complete update on the cacti and succulents in this polytunnel. So if you didn't see that video, do go over and check it out. I'll go through what's coming into bud, what's blooming, and also some of the cacti I lost from the cold winter. So do check the update video. Links to that video will be up above and down below in the video description. And also do check out the video I made the other day when I gave all the succulents on this table, removing all the dead leaves and giving them a proper good watering as well. I said lightly water them over the winter, but it gave them their first proper watering. So that's a little bit of the waffle out the way. Now I just want to mention I have made a complete video on how to know when to water cacti after their winter rest, and I mentioned a lot of things in that video. One, most importantly, is the temperature, and because that does make a big difference. As I say, I would have watered all of these few weeks ago, but because it has been bitterly cold here, lovely day today, but it has been very chilly and the nights have been chilly, I've held back from watering. So I can't wait to give these start these up, hopefully very soon. But none of them are shriveling. They've come through all the winter bone dry. I haven't given them a scrap of water, and as you can see, they're pretty much okay, so there's no pressure there, and they'll still produce buds anyway. I'm going to be watering this one. This is my Mammillaria competrica, because just look look at how wrinkled that is. It's full of buds all around the top, which I'm really excited about, but it's very wrinkled, so I can't leave. It's very light in the pot. I can't leave that any longer. I'm going to have to water that one, but it'd be no problem, I think, if the nights drop cold. I also have a heater there that comes on when the nights drop below 5 Celsius, so it would never really drop below that in here, so pretty much okay. And do check out the videos on how to know when to water cacti for the first time after winter, and also do check out a video I have made on how to water cacti and succulents as well. I go into a lot more detail in that. So that's what I'm going to be doing, starting up with watering these. And sometimes when I start watering cacti for the first time after the winter, I put a little bit of fertiliser in there. I haven't on this occasion, because when I start all of the cacti up for the first time, that's when I'll give them a little bit of fertiliser. So I'm going to do it all at the same time because it's easier. I'm just going to give these a little bit of water now to stop them from shrivelling. And I always like to use tomato feed, which I've mentioned many times in my videos. If you want to know why I like to use tomato feed to fertilise my cacti and succulents, then do check out that video. Links that video up above and down below in the video description. So here we go. As I say, I'm going to be doing all these another day once the chance of frost has gone, and I'm going to be starting up now with just watering the opuntias that definitely are shriveled. Most importantly, these Austrocylindra opuntias salmianas, because they are unbelievable. Look how wrinkly they are. And also the humifusas as well, and some of the other ones, the seedlings that are crinkly and wrinkly. So there we go. Also some at the back as well. You can see that they're wrinkled. I have to move some of these cacti out the way so I can reach at the end of the table. Now here's the watering cans. I've got this filled up here with water to save me having to keep going out, and the smaller cans so I can reach the ones at the back. And I sometimes like to use one of the long handle pump sprays as well to reach the ones at the back, but as the ones I'm watering are going to be easy for me to reach, you're going to use the watering can because I can give them more of a watering. First of all, I'm going to reach the ones that I know are very shriveled, such as these here. Give them a good water. This is one of my Opuntia microdaceae. I had 2 of these. I lost the one, but thankfully the other one's doing okay. There, I'm going to hold back on that one. This one, by the way, is hanging over the pot, but that's how it's meant to be. This is that type of Opuntia. A little bit of water to this one as well, just to stop it from shrivelling. And then, yeah, this one is very wrinkled, as you can see. And if you want to see a before and after video of watering shrivelled Opuntia cacti, then do check out a video I've made on watering shrivelled Opuntia cacti before and after. I'll link that video up above and also down below in the video description. And this one as well is going needs a bit off. I'm going to hold back with all of these for a little bit longer. Again, very wrinkled. And then these Austrocylindra opuntias, that are like wrinkled sticks. Just look at that. So these are quite remarkable because in the winter time when they're kept dry, they do go very wrinkly like sticks, and then they really fatten up when they've been watered after a while. They completely look different after they've had a very good watering. So these are so desperate. As I say, this table's quite messy from the winter, lots of dead pads and everything on here. So as soon as the weather decides to really warm up for the spring, I'm going to be coming in here and giving all these opuntias a bit of a tidy up and a bit of a revamp as well. So I think that's probably it. Or this one as well. This one has to be these seedlings. So that's all their little opuntias that needed it, that are very wrinkled. All the others I'm holding back on. And then, as I mentioned, I'm going to be doing the Trichocereus, just these ones that are very wrinkled in the smaller pots here, holding back on all the others. But first I'm going to give, this is the only one of my Mammillaus I'm going to give a bit of water to because it is very wrinkled, as you can see, just enough to stop it from wrinkling. And by the way, that blue powder is Bordeaux powder, like anti-rust powder, because it had a bit of brown rust over the winter. So that's all I'm giving to this one. And then the shrivelled Trichocereus. Just to start them up a little bit. And as I say, the reason why I'm watering these and not the other desert cacti yet is because these can take the cold even if they've been watered. But a lot of the other desert cacti, best if they're kept dry over the cold spell we're having at the moment. So I think that's pretty much it, just this one. And that's all I'm doing today. But do stay tuned. Hopefully in the next couple of weeks or so, once the really wet warm weather has come, and I'll be able to then show you a complete watering of the whole of the desert cactus collection, and also giving them their first, not only their first watering of the year, but also their first feed as well. So thank you so much for watching, everyone. For lots more tips and tricks on how you can care for and grow many different types of cacti and succulents, then don't forget to subscribe. Do click the notification bell. You can also follow me on Instagram, Twitter and Facebook at Desert Plants of Avalon. And for more growing tips, check out my website, desertplantsofavalon.com. And before you go, I have a massive favour to ask you all. If you could leave a comment in the video description below, even if it's a heart or a smiley, because every comment really helps the algorithm and helps my channel here on YouTube. I want to wish you all a fantastic, happy, growing, plant-powered day.